Welcome to the Northern Classic.
Mike Glad, 63, antique dealer. My first introduction is 1969. A friend of mine was in the Army, came back from Germany. We went down to one of our favorite bowling alleys. There was a foosball table there. And he says, oh, they play this in Germany all the time. Let's show you how it's done. Then after that, next time was in college, and all downhill from there, 1971 on.
My name is Clayton Philbrook, and I'm a lobster fisherman on Matinicus Island. Mike and we actually met up the road at Higgins, and he and I met in '67 up there 50 years ago last month. And then I went to school for a year in Florida, in Coffer College, and transferred to what's now the University of Southern Maine. And my first day on campus, I'm going this way, and here goes Mike diddy-bopping that way. So I hey, great, somebody I know.
Rachel, and I'm a registered nurse in college, freshman year. That's when I met Mike.
And as part of the orientation process, he threw a party for all of his orientation people. He throws this party, and it's in our room. So I'm there sitting with a buddy of mine. We're having a couple of beers, and in walk these two lovely ladies, and they're looking for my roommate, and he ain't there. It was Rachel and a friend of hers, or acquaintance of hers. My friend made the first move, and he dated her for a few weeks, at which point I made my feelings known, and been downhill ever since. Well, when Rachel and we built a house up the street here in Glenburn, and on a Columbus Day weekend, we had cleared the land, so we started having a repeat of that at the house after we got it all built. And of course, we had one foosball table, so we played foosball. And we had enough people, so we played like a round robin. I think maybe we had 4 teams or something like that. And that was the first. And that was probably 30 years ago.
Well, Bob was doing them in Joy every year. We just would go down there, and so they did them in Joy, and we did the Norden.
No, it was originally Columbus Day weekend, because that was part of when we had done the land clearing originally. And then we ran into 2 years in a row where Friday night we were out doing our bonfire, and it would chill down, started to rain, and then turned to snow. So we wanted to back up to a Labor Day weekend, and that's what it's been ever since. We had, as I said, about 7 tables on campus back at University of Southern Maine. I think it was like 1975, 76. Bob had an opportunity to buy the franchise and service the tables, which he did. Actually gave one of the tables to me as a wedding present to Rachel and I. But before we could go to Portland and pick it up, a landlord person made it disappear. Sad day. And then I picked up that glass table early 90s, I think. But it just so happened that it was one that was a table that was on the university campus, so it kind of made it special. I really, 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 really like it, but we picked up a table out of Michigan 2 years ago, and that's a great table.
I ain't Bob, never mind. Can I have your attention, please? I recommend getting with your partner and figuring yourself out quick. All right. Thank you. Patron of said games. Yes, sir. We all know me. I'm one for flowery words and bullshit.
Sean Gallant, 29, unfortunately. It's a horrible thing, isn't it? Age. Server and bartender and manager at a restaurant. Foosball extraordinaire and host to shenaniganry. I can give you a rough overview. So, people kind of show up on Friday, early, late afternoon to evening. We do some food real quick, just everybody kind of chills. Get in and relax. Let the worries of the week and work leave you. Then Saturday, after we get up, we get a good breakfast in there. And then we do outside games while I get the prep work getting going. And obviously, at night, we get together, we do the tournament. And just play until people pass out. We didn't go to bed till 5 last night. And then Sunday is just chill. Eat food and have a couple beers and slowly leave if you need to. And makes for a real nice, relaxing weekend, generally. This transference of the torch of the foosball tournament has only brought more life into it. Well, he didn't really pass it down. I grabbed it and ran. Quite frankly, it was getting to be more of a burden, and Rachel and I wanted to shoulder. We weren't having as much fun as we should be having. Well, there's just so much to do. You take a whole week ahead of time to do all the prep work, clean the house, do the ad, all the food to do. You got make sure everybody's got beverage.
Oh, preparing the house, cleaning the house, making room for people to sleep, and because people used to sleep in the house. Yeah, I spent most of my days cleaning or getting dishes done or preparing food.
As for doing it here and taking over, it just makes sense. We've got the space, we've got the opportunity. It's streamlined. How can you argue with a room this big? Yeah, this is a great facility. Yeah, works out pretty good. That was the other determining factor. Sean's been living here, so he said, wouldn't it be good if we could bring it all down this end? And it's like, yeah, we'll make that happen.
The big thing is there's a lot more room to play. The band was nice, but you set 5 tables up in there and you were pretty crowded. And hot, yeah, really hot.
I'm Bruce Nason, I'm 26, and I'm a cook at Harvest Moon Deli. I'm actually the assistant general manager. When I became friends with Casey Gallant when I was in kindergarten, in about 3rd, 4th grade, we started playing foosball down in his basement. I'm definitely thankful for it because, it's a second family of mine that took me in, treated me like their own family. It's just like it's truly a family event.
Oh my God, I wouldn't trade it for anything. You gotta love your family, but you get to pick your real family. And I say pretty much every single person that comes in here is family to me. So it's a wonderful thing.
The foosball is the excuse. You got to have something to kind of tie it all together. But it's the friendship, it's the history, and it's the food.
People bring down obnoxious amounts of food, their own spices. This is how I think it should taste. This is how I think it should taste.
It's no big deal. It's not anything fancy, but it's half a crate of lobsters. I bring my own. Last 2 years, I brought my own bacon. Everybody has a good time up here. I don't think I've ever seen anyone go away and not be well-fed, well lubricated with whatever they choose to drink, or unhappy.
Name is Michael Richard, age is 44, occupation is independent operator, bread salesman. First experience of foosball was playing on Bob Fickett's table. My dad had moved to Portland in 1980 Munjoy Hill and was renting an apartment from Bob Fickett. And me and my brothers used to go in there and kneel on milk crates and play foosball.
Last year, we literally had the most amount of competitors that we have ever had at this tournament. I would say competition has been very good in the past few years, especially with a lot of the younger talent really working their game. So, you know, the chances of you getting a good pairing are much better now than, let's say, 10 years ago, when you kind of knew as soon as the pairings were out what the expected finals pairing was going to be. Now, I don't think it's quite as clear. There's enough skill out there. If somebody can just, you know, bring their A game, up the intensity, whatever it is, somehow get an edge, a lot of people could do the finals. A lot of people.
Once in a while, you do something just right, just the right combination of circumstances, just the right combination of pharmaceuticals, whatever, and you have a really good night.
When it comes down to the finals, we bring that intensity. And that's what you got to do. It's more than just hands and balls at that point. You got to get it right in your head, because one little slip and the momentum shifts and whoops.
I started back at the Munjoy Cup. It was probably early 90s, I would say. Maybe 92-ish. And playing with Phil Poirier, my first partner. We took it about to the finals. All he said was, "Feed me the ball. Feed me the ball." We rode the energy, basically. It was a brand new player, and yeah, hard not to follow. Hard not to follow with Phil Poirier, the front man.
What a point. Best player I've ever played with. It's tough because I live with Tony Chiazzo, and he was and is a phenomenal player. But right now, I'd have to say it's Sean Gallant.
I get that. You know, I'm decent, I'm good, I play really well, but honestly, like I said before, I don't think that I would ever consider myself the best player. Just there's a lot of us that are really, really good, and whoever's on their game is going to could be considered the best player that night. You know, Bruce and I mean, even Tyler and yourself, and definitely, you know, Tony and Mike, my dad, and all of them. It just really comes down to how well you're doing that night, as well as who you match up with and how you play.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah! Lord, what a cut.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
the game of it.
We're going to the champions!
Nice done.
Holy fuck.
Good work, sir. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
Woo!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Woo!
There you go. Chug it, chug.
Oh my God, down.
Not good, bad TR.
Wonderful. No matter the outcome, that was wonderful foosball. In the middle.
I'm quite certain that Sean will continue it on and at some level even after I'm gone.
Ever? I think it'd be a long day. I mean, it'll happen for a long time. It's too much in everybody's blood. We may be wheeling our wheelchairs up to the table or canes, but we'll be playing.
Not only because of playing foosball, but that it's such a great group of people with a good positive vibe. So it's the highlight of my year every year.
It's just nice to convene, to get together, to have everyone just be like this kind of atmosphere. I would like for it to go on for a long time. It's the best part of my year.
And it's like the nicest thing is it's not about winning. Yes, it's about winning, but the bottom line is if you get partnered up with somebody that's not great, it's like, no problem, I'll work with you and we'll have a good time.
And it's just, this is a reason, a way to get everyone together and enjoy each other's company at least once a year. Because some of the people we don't see but once a year, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been a real good run. We had a lot of fun. We ain't stopping.
But he always had that little diddy bop walk thing that he's got.